My lamp's out, so you have to get the harsh overhead lighting. Sorry. A gift from Johnny McKeon. Johnny McKeon was just locking up the front door from attic to cellar consignment store when Robbie and I skated past. He frowned at me, shook his head, and made a 2-finger gesture to his lips as a kind of sign language reproach about Bobby and me skating around in front of his place of business with cigarettes in our mouths. I was embarrassed. "Sorry, Johnny," I said. I dropped my cigarette onto the blacktop. Robbie did too. Johnny said it was a great coincidence that I happened by because he'd gotten something that afternoon that he meant to bring home for me. I felt guilty and scared because Johnny McKeon had never given me anything more than a paycheck and a couple of free packs of cigarettes in the past. I'd never asked for anything more from Johnny McKeon either. "Wait up," Johnny said. I went back inside his store. Robbie and I waited. "I found this today in a jewelry box," Johnny said when he came back. He locked the door to the second-hand store and held out his hand to me. His hand was kept closed, the way a kid might hold a bug or something. "I thought you might get a kick out of this, Austin," Johnny said. Robbie was curious. He leaned in closer to see what Johnny McKeon was offering me. When Johnny unfolded his tentacle fingers, I saw a coiled silver chain with an oval medallion strung on its links. In the center of the pendant was an image of a man with a halo, his chin turned downwards in an attitude of something that looked like modesty. The bauble was worn, but the man held what looked like a tree branch in his hand. Around the rim of the outside, in raised letters, was the inscription, "Saint Casimiras." And Johnny McKeon said, "Isn't that a kick? You were just telling me about that guy. I'd never heard of him before, ever. Isn't that a kick?" "That's a kick, Johnny," I said. Anyway, Johnny said, "It's for you, Austin. What would I want with something like that anyway?" "I don't know," I said. "Thank you, Johnny." Robbie watched me slip the chain around my neck. "It's the nicest thing in the world," I said. "I meant it, too." "You're welcome," Johnny said. It felt cool and powerful against my skin. The thought of wearing the medal under my Lutheran boy clothes against my naked body at Curtis Crane Lutheran Academy made me feel wicked and daring. It also made me very horny to think about breaking such a long list of theoretical, unbreakable, and ancient Lutheran boy rules. I decided I would never take it off. "Thank you so much, Johnny," I said. "What a kick." "That's what I was thinking," Johnny said. "It's a real kick, ain't it?" Johnny McKeon was in a generous mood. He offered to drive Robbie and me to my house so I could pick up the clothes and things I needed to spend the night at the Del Vista Arms. He and Robbie even waited in Johnny's car while I let Ingrid out to take a shit. I kept playing with the medallion inside my t-shirt. I pressed it against my bare chest. I took it out at least a dozen times to look at St. Casimiras. It made me feel magic. Shan calls. I imagined a silver chain washing up on the cold shoreline in Massachusetts or Maine. Somehow the thing had slipped away from Ansrej Caesarba's body and had been carried slowly for a century until being discovered in a tangled mass of seaweed and a fishing line. It had to come to Ealing. It had to end up around Austin Ansrej Zerba's neck. I sat in the front seat, and Johnny McKeon drove us to the Del Vista Arms from my house. Shan called when we were about halfway there. "I found something out," Shan said. "What?" I wondered. There were an awful lot of things I thought Shan might be talking about, but none of them was correct. "I found the silo." I said. There was also an awful lot of silos in Iowa. I did not know what Shan was talking about. She went on, "the message from the machine in the wall. Well, today after school I went down to City Hall and looked up the Ealing Registry of Historical Homes." "You did? They actually have that?" I asked. Now there was a book that could have absolutely everything about its subject fully contained within its bindings. I saw the photos of my house, old ones. There used to be a silo on the property. I found the silo. There was no silo on the property now. I pointed that out to Shan. We have to go look, Austin. But it's dark and shit, I said. Do you think someone is hiding the McKeon